The Aaron Rodgers trade finally went through.
Finally.
Can you talk about a drama that took 17 weeks too long to finalize? These are the trade details. The Jets get Rodgers and a pick swap, essentially. They go from 13 to 15, plus a 5th round of the Packers. Move up from 15 to 13. They get a 2nd-round pick this year, a 6th-round pick, and a conditional pick next year. It'll be a 2nd-round pick. If he doesn't play 65% of the snaps, it'll be a 1st-rounder. If he does play 65% of snaps, a large price to pay for a quarterback who may or may not play for more than a year.
I didn't think it was that big, really.
The positional trade value chart says they gave the 7th overall pick, if you do like those
But the Jets are getting the
numbers.
15th pick along with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, it's a pick swap.
13 for 15, right?
Yeah, they moved down 2 spots.
But it's not like you're losing your first pick.
No, but then they're going to give up a 1 next. More than likely, it's going to be a 1 if he stays healthy.
And that, to me, was the cost, which, I know he's at the end of his career, and who knows how many years he's going to give them. But I didn't. When I finally saw the details, I'm like, it took that long for this?
Yeah, I don't think it's as. I think some people are blown out of proportion and feel like, the Jets got fleeced. I don't know that I would go that far. They've got a great roster, frankly.
I don't think
they were a quarterback away from being a
They
player.
went out and got the piece they needed.
They went out and got the piece they needed.
Take a look at
that's
what
the question.
Now, I know that you're talking about 10 years in age difference, maybe more, but look at what the Browns gave up to get their piece.
Yeah.
And then look at what little the Jets had to give up to get their piece. And theirs is, I think the big question is for how many years?
Right.
Because you're talking about a guy who's been, teasing retirement for a couple of years already.
Right.
How much does he have left?
Deshaun theoretically is in the prime of his career and should be
Yes.
for the foreseeable future. So that's why the price is so much heavier than
Sure.
for a guy for 1 year. Who do you like better? If I'm being honest, I do like the Jets better, only because that's a ferocious defense. That's a nasty, their defensive line. Yeah. That's a terrific defensive line they have in New York. The receivers are better than the Browns. They don't need prime Aaron Rodgers. They don't need Aaron Rodgers, MVP caliber guy. They just need better than Zach Wilson, and he'll give them that. And I just think
he'll give them a lot better than Zach Wilson.
And I just think there's too many questions. If we're going to compare positional group, I would take the Browns running back over the Jets. But I would take the Jets receivers over the Browns. I take the Jets defensive line over the Browns, even with Myles Garrett here. I like their defense. I like the receivers, and I like the Jets a little bit better for 1 year.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think either one of them are going to the Super Bowl, but for 1 year, I like where the Jets are at.
Yeah, we're aligned on a lot of things today because I don't think either one of them are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And to your point, the 1 year, give me the Jets. Mm-hmm. Over the next 5, give me the Browns.
Absolutely.
But for next year, in watching the Jets, and I know that they had similar seasons in a lot of ways, but I just think they're closer than we are because of I think they have an elite wide receiver who's only going to get better.
Yes.
And when you pair him with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who knows what to do with an elite receiver, because that's the other part of this, I think they're slightly closer. But yeah. I think, the Jets probably have a better chance of making the playoffs, but neither team's going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. This is a nasty little question. This is like the king of medium sauce. What's the difference between mild and medium? Not much. These dudes, I look at it like this. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if he's going to live off what he did with the Packers. I do like their skill positions. Garrett Wilson is nice. Sauce Gardner is nice. When the last time you get 2 guys back-to-back to win Rookie of the Year, like on offense and defense, I can't even knock that. Breece Hall, they just got pieces, and on the strength of it, they came into First Energy Stadium or now Cleveland Browns Stadium, and they beat y'all in one of the most embarrassing fashions that we've seen. That game is just. It's just nastiness. So for me, I want to say that the Jets is better, but no, we're not going to go there. You know why? Because
you still sipping that Kool-Aid, bro?
Because it's still something left in Deshaun Watson. I told you what I needed. I need 4,800. I need 4,800, upwards of 42, 43 touchdowns. And I got you for 350 on the ground with 4 rushes. Now, if you could give me that.
That's all?
I'm telling you, by opening weekend, he's going to be 6,500.
He's catching 4 touchdowns too.
Hey, listen.
If he goes for 48 and 40 touchdowns, like he's the MVP.
Let's go. Listen, I feel like that's in the deck. That's somewhere in the chamber. I don't know how you get there.
Woo!
I feel like that's somewhere in the beginning. Hey, Jimmy Haslam believed that, don't he?
He also bought into the Milwaukee Bucks.
You're right. And then they took an L immediately. Giannis gets hurt the next week. And Kevin Stefanski believes in him, right?
Let's go to a neutral voice.
Okay,
Yeah,
neutral voice. What you
Boogie?
think?
What you
I
got?
say I'll say Jets, but be careful just already anointing the Jets going to the Super Bowl, because we've seen this in 2 years. We have enough sample size. It could be a 2021 with Matt Stafford going to the Los Angeles Rams and being that last piece that the teams need, and they win a Super Bowl. Or it could be a Russell Wilson situation.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying?
Those are the
you get what
floor
I'm
and the
saying?
ceiling
Yeah,
of that.
you see what I'm saying? Going to a team where, this roster is just a quarterback away, great defense, great weapons on the outside. The quarterback comes to a new situation and everything hits the ground. So just be careful, because we've seen it could be the pinnacle, a Super Bowl, or you can get a new quarterback and not make the playoffs and people
So
start
what do you
questioning.
think the Jets are closer to? Do you think they're closer to Stafford and the Rams, or do you think they're closer to Russ and the Broncos? Because that's a great point.
Yeah.
There was a huge disparity in those those home run quarterback moves.
I'm going to go Stafford and the Rams just
Really?
because I believe Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson, no matter what system you put him in.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is, like Stephen A. is a bad man.
That's a bad man.
That's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
I hope it's closer to the Rams. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to say the Jets have a better chance.
I have one guarantee. You want my guarantee? I don't make them very often.
Yeah.
I got a
right.
guarantee.
I want a
for you.
guarantee.
Come on.
He's going to
Wait,
start game one.
before you say it, let's put something on it. Jason, you like to gamble? I like to gamble.
I think this might be a joke guarantee.
This is a lock. If you want to bet me on it, you go right ahead. But this is a lock.
Let's hear the lock, then we'll decide what the stakes are.
All right, Patrick Mahomes. Let's assume Lamar's back in
Starting with
Baltimore.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, I know where he's
Let's
going.
start.
Jesus.
Let's assume Lamar's back in Baltimore. Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Thank you. Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun.
Hell,
Aaron
throw
Rodgers.
Russell Wilson in there. Who knows what
Aaron
can happen
Rodgers.
with the new coach?
No, Russ is in the West.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, he's in the.
And Burrow. I miss Burrow.
Oh,
Burrow.
okay.
Those
Russ is
9.
in the East.
The
Russell's
West.
in Denver.
AFC. We're going
I'm
AFC
sorry.
or
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not even counting Russ.
You're
You
not
want to throw
counting
Russ in there? We'll throw Russ in
I
there.
mean, because
10.
who knows with the new coach?
10.
You counted Burrow twice, but it's okay.
the new coaching with God on
All
the
right,
side.
hang on. I got the
he'll
list here. I was
all
trying to
right.
be smart. Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Jackson, Lawrence, Mahomes, Rodgers, Watson, and Russ Wilson.
My God.
Okay, so I did have Russ on the list.
That's
9.
the quarterback gauntlet.
Those are 9 quarterbacks. I can't do 9. Those are 9 quarterbacks in the AFC. I guarantee you.
You didn't even mention Deshaun Watson, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
yeah,
you
he's
did?
on
Okay.
there. I guarantee you 2 of them don't make the playoffs. Guarantee it. And that's not even counting.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's not even counting Miami.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even counting Miami.
Right,
2 of
throw
those
Tua in
quarterbacks, 2 of those 9 I mentioned, 1,000,000% are not going to the playoffs. Among others. Who knows?
What type of
Who
sucker
else?
bet is that? if you get somebody to take that bet, McNugget, I'm going to call.
McNugget.
I'm switching your name so you know what I called you last week. If you take that bet, you deserve to be called what I called you last week. We got the tape.
No, come on, listen.
Hey,
Listen. I'm a smart
McNuggets
gambler.
Is betting $10
Okay.
on every Oakland A's game this year.
That's crazy.
For them to lose.
How you doing so far?
I'm up $83.
Damn.
It's a cheat code.
They're about to lose their team too soon.
They're going to Vegas.
It's-
They're probably going to lose 110, maybe even 120 games.
Are they that bad?
They're
Oh,
they're
they're
like a AAA team.
Yeah, they're awful.
They have the worst roster.
When you look at their
could possibly
roster, you
imagine.
think you're looking at their minor league roster.
Yeah.
There's no names that you would recognize on the Oakland A's. None.
All right, let me ask you a question while we're on the Jets topic. Take out Jalen Hurts from the NFC.
Okay.
I'm going to read you a list of the other NFC quarterbacks. Let's pick the second best NFC quarterback and figure out where he would rank among the AFC best. So take out Hurts. Hurts
Right.
is obviously, way above everyone else. But these are the options for number 2. Dak, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Daniel Jones, and Geno Smith.
You threw Daniel Jones in there, bro? That's a Giants home run.
Listen, I'm reading. This is from NFL on CBS.
Nasty.
They just tweeted this out.
Guys, I don't know that here's what that demonstrates.
That just hurt my ear.
In the history of the NFL, there has never been the disparity at the most important position from one league to the other that exists right now at quarterback in the NFL.
Facts.
They're all in the AFC.
Facts.
So who's number 2 though?
I don't even know. That's a bunch
Cousins, Dak.
You know what it is? It's like walking a used car lot. And
this
some
one
of
doesn't
those
have
are
any
shiny.
brakes.
See, yeah, some of them are shiny, but they've all got issues.
Yeah.
Every one of the guys that you mentioned have major issues. And then when you look at Mahomes and Burrow and Allen and throw in, I think Herbert's going to have a breakout season this coming year. I don't know why I think that. I just do.
I've thought that for a couple of years and it hadn't really happened yet.
I thought he was going to last year as well, but I think he's poised this coming season to have an MVP type season. Those 4 guys are head and shoulders above the best 2 in the NFC, which I don't even know who that number 2 guy would be.
Who? I can't believe Kirk Cousins might be in the top 3.
You like that?
You like that? Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he
Say
in
it with your
there-
chest,
he in there
Kurt.
dancing with the chains on. You like that? Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where we are, though. He's in the conversation for the second best quarterback in the NFC.
So nobody believes in Dak.
I don't. I want to, but you know what? I've bought that gold 4 or 5 years, and I take it to the counter, and they're like, "I'm sorry, sir. This is a rock that's painted gold."
Actually, that's iron pyrite.
Is that what it is?
I
Fool's gold?
think that's the periodical table name for fool's gold.
Well, that's what Dak is.
Yeah.
It's what's crazy is how often in sports do you really get a mulligan? And I thought last year they really got a mulligan from their playoff loss. Mm-hmm. They're against the same team. They're in the same situation. And what do? I mean, to me, here's the shame of it. The last play in the career
Of Ezekiel
Elliott's Cowboys career was him getting completely trucked playing center. What are the odds of that happening?
Hey, listen, that's a steak dinner with asparagus when they slide down and all of a sudden the back checks from inside out and they like,
That's
that's
barbecue chicken.
like, you blocking me every single time. Now, what you probably should do is hit a move and move him out the way and tackle the quarterback. But we fall for it every time because he blocking us. And the first thing you do is just run and put your face mask in him and put him in the first row of the bleachers. That's a shame, Zeke. Can we get that? Dirty.
This is the end of his career.
That's a terrible way for Tag Board to lock up. You can drop that, Steve.
That's bad.
That wasn't even intentional.
That was like he was this.
There was a moment frozen in time.
Right, listen. Super pause. You can't have a man bending
Tag
over
board
like
locked
that.
up over here too.
Can we try it with Tag Board again for real, or is it going to do the same thing?
Anthony's gonna find a different tweet that has the same video, but Tag Board decides sometimes to. Corrals,
You know,
while
I
he's
wonder,
doing that, I'm gonna
try putting that in your other ear once. It might be. Is that IFB twisted for his left ear? I don't know.
I think it's just
I just got a big ear.
multi-purpose.
Hey, listen. That they don't come
what?
at all.
No.
It ain't one size fit all. Like sometimes you.
No, I know. He's having a hell of a time with it.
We don't have any
It
guests.
just
Boogie,
keep-
if you can hear me, you don't really need to hear anything else.
I can hear you. I got you,
Beautiful,
Nuggets.
beautiful. All right, real quick. While Anthony's looking for that, real quick, I'm going to remind everybody about the membership tiers, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Before we talk a little Guardians here, as Anthony tries to deal with his demons, a.k.a. his internal battle with Tagward on a daily basis here.
give me an emoji.
It's still happening. For $1.99 a month, you can become a starter
I
member.
need an emoji.
Hey, Boogie just said he needs an emoji.
What would you gotta get your emoji face together? You gotta come with something.
Oh, I
Ha
bet
ha. You know.
Listen, give me a highlight.
He's got a blue steel.
Ha ha. Yeah. Just
Rock the
like
blue
this.
steel. Look at here. Look at that, ladies.
Yeah. Just,
Oh, that one's for the ladies.
His screen name is Black Suede.
We'll see what we can
Sexy
do with that.
chocolate.
We're still trying to
That's
get
what
Anthony
I'm
and
gonna
Earl
go by.
emojis.
Sexy chocolate he wants to be known as.
What'd he say?
He said he wants to be known as sexy chocolate.
What you feel about
Hey.
that, McNuggets?
We got McNuggets and sexy chocolate.
We can make it work. Then
Yeah.
we'll get Anthony and Earl in here too. That's the next line. But to get the next level emojis, this is actually not a false. This is a fact. we need more members. We only unlock certain emojis when we reach certain membership thresholds. So if you want to see a Boogie emoji, an Earl emoji, an Ant emoji, become a member of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show for $1.99. It gets you a starters tier membership for $4.99 a month. That's less than $5 per month, less than $60 for an entire year. You get all those same starter tier perks plus overtime videos. Today we're talking about the Bucks going down 3-1, Draymond's comments, and the fact that the LeBron James Lakers are one win away from advancing to the second round of the playoffs. Spectacular how they do that year after year. LeBron remains undefeated in that sense. Do we have tag board working? Yes. We'll see it one time.
All right, here's the way Ezekiel Elliott's career ended.
Look, just
sad.
Cold.
Look, cold. Look.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, there's nothing you could do. He couldn't reset his feet or
What
nothing.
happened to Virgil?
Hey, Boogie, question. And Steve, keep this up. When coaches put in plays, maybe trick plays during the week, do you sometimes know, like, hey, there's no way in hell this is going to work?
Absolutely, but you try not to step on toes. You looking at the paper, you take a double look. Like, where did he come up with this? This isn't Madden. You can't just this isn't Madden. But we don't get paid to draw plays and concepts. We just get paid to go out there and run it. So,
What's the craziest trick play you've seen?
oh wait.
You've seen your team practice?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wasn't that one?
No, I've seen us try to run a left tackle screen.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So the left tackle has to report as eligible.
Yeah. I think he fake blocks and then he takes a step back and catch it, but it didn't. He got lit up. He got lit up, you know.
Did he catch it?
He caught it, but no yards, no anything. We worked on that play all week, and we thought we finally had us. Oh, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. We're going to catch him off guard. And yeah.
Kevin Stefanski.
1 yard game.
Don't you dare. Stefanski, don't you dare. I'm
Hey,
not playing with you.
I advocated last year. I think there should be a package of plays for Myles Garrett. I'd like to see him line up as a tight end. I'd like to see him line up in the backfield. The dude is an athlete. Yeah. Why wouldn't you use him in a mismatch situation, particularly as a tight end? I think he would be ridiculous.
I was upset. I said, no, Myles Garrett, that's the reason we don't let you go to the Pro Bowl no more. You always dislocating stuff. You too athletic for your own good.
That's a good point.
He just jumped too high. He too fast. You running around. He's like, yeah, I'm done.
Can you imagine, though, a corner or, you know, anybody other than a linebacker, you know, they see him come in and line up as a tight end. I'm sure they'd be looking at each other fighting like, I'm not.
You get him.
I'm not. I don't have him. You take him.
Well, somebody's losing their job. Let's say Myles Garrett goes to the X receiver. He runs a curl route.
Right.
Gets hurt.
Somebody's
losing their job. He gets hurt.
That's where I was going.
He gets hurt now. He can't rush quarterbacks. Now Myles is hurt because he wants to play receiver. We pay him $20 million to. I'd rather him get hurt, bending the edge, doing what he's supposed to be doing, rather than
you got a $15 million tight end or whatever it is. You let him go out there and run.
By the way, Andy Reid can get it off. Like he can.
Kevin Stefanski
because we're gonna try. Listen, they will be outside of his office with signs and pickets and torches and
hell no, we won't go. They all out
Wouldn't
there.
it be fun to watch though? I'd watch him line up as a running back on goal line.
You would, but you pay him $20 million to rush.
I want to see him. I want to see that.
And somebody's going low.
Oh, for sure.
And here's the thing.
Everybody's going low.
Everybody's going low.
Nobody going high.
They're playing basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get hurt playing basketball.
We told him we don't want that neither. Listen, come on. This is not a joke. This is crazy. Myles Garrett flipped his car 1,000 times.
He did what?
He flipped his car 1,000 times.
A car?
Like a Porsche. Rolled it, destroyed it. He got out of the car and was like dinged up. He was injured, but then still played the whole season. Who gets out of a car that looked like the Avengers had just destroyed it?
It rolled.
It rolled. And this
Many
guy,
times.
he still played. Like, I'm like, bro, what are you made out of? He talked about it. He dislocated his toe. Listen, I broke my toe once, and I cried like a child. This guy he messed his toe up. Be like, yeah, I'm just not gonna play no more. I'm like, bro, you too strong for your own good, bro. You just crazy, bro.
Did we ever on the show talk about his comments the other day about the obstacle course at the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, like
did that come up on the show? Because I was in the gym working out and I listened to his comments and I'm like, whoa, that's gonna get some traction.
He went scorched earth on the Pro Bowl, and because we're talking Browns,
We
it's a
did.
good time to remind you guys real quick that Lincoln Electric is hiring for all great jobs in the manufacturing and welding field. If you guys need a job, check out Lincoln Electric. Our good friends over with Lincoln Electric are hiring for great jobs. We also talked about Myles Garrett saying his motto for next year is, I just want to have fun. So we kind of went into him on yesterday.
Like
Ripped
Cyndi
into him
Lauper?
on that.
Speaking